Motions, one for the findings,
Okay.
second for the actual abatement.
Is there a motion on the ERA findings for the personal property?
I'll move to approve the findings for case EDC 2025-04, rapid prototype typing and engineering.
A second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, so we've found that. And then do we have a motion on the length of the abatement? Or the approval of the abatement?
I move we support a 5-year abatement.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for a 5-year abatement for rapid prototype. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Sounds good. Congratulations. We'll see you at the city council meeting.
Yes, Council, appreciate it.
It'll be this coming Monday night at 6, Will. Yep. Thank you.
Okay, and next we have Spire Johnson County with a presentation.
Hang on, let's see if I have to prove I'm human again. Amanda, do you want this, or do you want me to run it? If I have control, that would be, you can take it and have control. Oh, with the whole thingy, okay. Yeah, you have to take the whole thingy. No, we don't have that.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
Let's see here. Nope. Okay, all right. So my name is Amanda Rebedew, Vice President of Economic Development for Aspire Johnson County. We are the Chamber and Economic Development Organization for Johnson County and Southern Marion County. We've got 5 key service areas: economic development, business advocacy, entrepreneurial services, community development, and member services. Let's see here. So the reason I'm here today is I wanted to provide you with just a little bit of an overview of the work that we are doing across the county and for the city of Franklin, and to kind of introduce you to the team that's working on your behalf to help move forward economic development here in Johnson County. So this is your economic development team at Aspire. So Christian Maslowski, our president CEO, myself, Pat Moon is our economic development specialist, and Jennifer Hollingshead is the school to work specialist. So we really focus on that project lead response. So we'll go into some of that when it comes to the projects and things like that. So we respond to leads through that are directly from brokers. We work with the state economic development organization, IEDC, and also work with our regional economic development partners at Indy Partnership. We do it in the relationship building piece with the marketing, putting out there all of the cool things that are happening here in Johnson County and the potential that we have here for future development. Also business support, working with our existing businesses, just like with you saw with rapid prototyping, with helping businesses continue to expand, which Franklin knocks it out of the park when it comes to working with their existing businesses and really, I haven't come up with a better word for this. I mean, if you've got one, is just showing love to your existing companies and really helping to support them and letting them know you appreciate them in your community. And I don't think there's any community that I've ever worked with that does that better than Franklin. Also, workforce development. That's a big chunk of the work that we are doing right now when it comes to Jennifer's work with our school to work program. And we'll go into that. I'll have more details on that here in a second. All right. So right now, we are working from a strategic plan that was developed in 2020, which is a great time to do that. That was a lot of fun. That's when I started with the organization. And then 3 weeks later, was sent home for a pandemic. So we've got we had 2 overarching goals and then kind of five goals to, again, move forward economic development in Johnson County. Our goals were to attract 50% more jobs in the advanced industries, and to increase our county average wage by 15%. The advanced industry jobs, that was a little challenging. Our 2020 base was 4,100. Our goal was 6,100, and we are now currently at 4,716. The average wage growth, though, that's a totally different story. 2020 base was 19.23 an hour. Our goal was 22.12, and you can see we kind of knocked that one out of the park. Thank you, Amazon, for kind of triggering the that increase of 24.24. We'll kind of flip through this one here. So I don't want to assume that so kind of starting basically, we work closely with site selectors. Companies will hire a site selector when they are looking to either expand or relocate to another market. And so that site selector really sits down with a company to understand what their needs are when it comes to a workforce, when it comes to locating near a research institute or needing to be near certain suppliers or some of their customers. When it comes to, like I said, attracting that type of workforce that they're looking for, say there's a particular degree that they need, they really dig into that with the company, and then they do an analysis of different markets and then start to narrow that down based on well, actually, what they're looking for is reasons to take you off the list, and that's why this is a funnel. And so, say they don't have the type of workforce, so a particular area doesn't have a research institute that they need, and so they'll pull those off the list and then start to narrow that down. About midway through that process, we then get their wish list. Gets sent out to the MEs across the state if Indiana is narrowed down to a potential or one of our regions. And then we respond with potential real estate options based on that wish list. And so that's kind of when I talk about project leads and that type of thing, that's what I'm talking about. We get those directly from the state, and then we're able to kind of match that up with our sites and buildings database and see, okay, number one, is this a company we want? So we play offense, we play defense as much as we play offense for our communities. If there is a particular industry one of our communities is not interested in, if it's environmentally impactful, pay low wages, different things like that, we will again play defense and say, actually, I don't think that's going to be a good fit for us, so we don't respond to that. We'll work with Dana and the mayor and Krista, talk with them if it's kind of on the fence and say, hey, what are you thinking about this? And we usually will have a good idea, but if we're not sure, or if there might be challenges with getting the type of utility capacity that they're going to be looking for, that type of thing, we'll work closely with the Franklin team to make sure that will be a good fit. Again, confirming that we've got the site and the capacity. Utility capacities for that to be a good fit, confirming that we've got the type of workforce that they're going to be looking for. Let's see here. And then kind of as that goes through the process, we hope that we hear back from them. There's a lot that we don't hear back from. We submit a lot of these. We submit generally about 60 a year and hear back from 5. So just kind of give you an idea of and that's really 5 over the last, I would say that's probably an average over the last year. So the goal is for them to start asking questions about the particular site that you've submitted, because that means that they're interested and they haven't just deleted that line off their spreadsheet that was our site. So that's the goal, is to start triggering those questions. And so like I said, you can kind of see, I don't know if I have mentioned this in previous meetings, and I know Dana can attest to this, those project leads are down. They are down, down, down. I don't know if you can see on the screen here, but our month-to-month lead activity, that yellow line, is completely flat from June to August. We've submitted 2 each month, and that's countywide, two sites each month. And we've not received we had a chunk there where we were seeing again, lack of a better word, if you've got another one, let me know, unswing-atable projects. They were just, like, they needed 1,500 acres, or they needed 300 megawatts of power, or, you know, something just really, really outrageous that weren't necessarily, we didn't have good fits for those. So it was understandable that we weren't replying to those. We don't even have that luxury right now. It is just very, very slow. And that's really been since before the election. Is we've just seen just a sharp decline in project leads. Just kind of paint you a picture of what we're seeing from those leads. We received 50, we have responded to 57 over the last 12 months. Of those leads, we've got, in Q1 and Q2, 35 of those were looking for existing buildings, 18 of those were looking for land sites where they would build their own building, and 7 of those were interested in either. Any questions on this slide?
I guess I just have one question. What do you feel is the reason for the decline in lead opportunities?
It's uncertainty in the market, and I would say that that's really, that's what we were seeing before the election, was we didn't know, that companies didn't know what things were going to look like after November. And I think tariffs are playing a role in that, and it's just uncertainty in the market. Companies aren't necessarily willing to move unless, or expand unless they really know what's happening. And we're hearing this all over. This is not just an us thing. I'm hearing this both in other markets here in Indiana, and also hearing this kind of across the U.S. Is that just activity is just slowed quite a bit right now. All right. You know, but that even though those project leads have slowed, we don't slow our activity. This is an opportunity for us to dig into that relationship building piece with our site selectors. We currently have a national site selector a marketing campaign where we are sending emails and connecting with them for quick 15-minute Zoom meetings just to have a quick discussion and go over some of the cool things that are happening here in Johnson County, make them aware of the sites that we have available, so that when projects start to loosen up, we're ready to go. And we've also got those relationships where they can be like, oh, wait, Franklin's got that 100-acre piece. I remember talking to Amanda about that. And so kind of trying to put us in a position of being top of mind with our site selectors and brokers, and continuing those conversations. BRE visits are also high priority for us. That's business retention and expansion. That's meeting with our existing companies to understand their business model and make sure that they have the resources that they need to stay and grow here in Johnson County. This is my favorite thing to talk about. This is our School to Work program. This is where we connect students to career exploration opportunities and connect our companies into the classroom so that our companies can be showcasing the different types of careers that we have in Johnson County. I kind of make the joke that we're not making enough people right now, and so we need to make sure that the ones that we're making are staying here in Johnson County so that they're aware of just some of the cool things that we've got going on here. I mean, you just saw with rapid prototyping, you know, producing things for drones, and we've got a drone designer here, and, you know, just all kinds of really, really cool careers that you don't automatically think of Johnson County unless you're aware of those companies. And so our goal is to connect those students and to for our companies to come in and do classroom presentations, to help do mock interviews with our students. We are designated as we're state designated as an intermediary, so it's really our job to connect our students with our companies. And so we kind of took on the task. We received a grant and took on the task of providing career discovery meetings, which was a new requirement by the state prior to not this past school year. So students are required to meet with a company or an intermediary, us, or I think a military organization, labor organization, and to just have a 30-minute meeting with one of those entities to talk about potential careers. And so we kind of do blitz days in our high schools where we just bring in as many employers as we can these meetings can only have 5 students at a time, so you can't have somebody come in and do a classroom presentation. And they have to be in person, and they have to be during school hours. And so we bring in a bunch of our employers, folks that have raised their hand and said, absolutely, I want to invest in our future workforce. And they come in, and we just sit them down in the cafeteria and churn through 5 kids at a time. And so this last year, we were able to conduct 2,161 of those meetings with students, and we increased our engagement from the previous school year over 90%, 97%. So it's been very exciting. We're currently working with a regional group right now to look at expanding the Modern Apprenticeship Program here in Johnson County. So, like I said, this is one of my favorite things to talk about. We grew this from essentially nothing, doing teacher field trips, and we did teacher externships and different things like that. And so this has been very exciting. I call this program an eyebrow raise program, where when you're talking to somebody and they go, oh. And, the eyebrows go up, and so this is one of my favorite things to talk about. So, and something that really kind of sets our organization apart from other LEDOs across the state. We are currently going through a strategic plan update. Dana and Chris are tag teaming representation on our steering committee, so we're grateful for their assistance on that, but just kind of wanted to give you a quick update on what we are working on for that. We have put together a SWOT analysis. We did that kind of via survey with our Economic Development Advisory Council, our Business Advisory Council, and our board members. We've got an intern right now that's currently going through our project leads over the last several years and kind of doing an analysis on the reasons that we have declined projects. And is that a real estate issue? Is it the type of projects that are rolling in? Are we missing something in our market? And how do we promote that or position ourselves to fill in those gaps? Are we missing projects that we would have liked to have responded to? Also doing that site inventory review, and we'll be doing a regional workforce analysis across our region to better understand the type of clusters that we have to see, okay, is there a better fit? Can we be a good neighbor for one of our other communities, either providing a workforce or providing a supplier or buyer, and working to attract one of those companies. So we'll be going through this process until the month of November. My goal is to have everything wrapped up by November. But this, over the next couple of weeks, we'll be hosting our stakeholder listening session. So if you've gotten an email from me, if you're part of one of these organizations, please respond and participate in one of those listening sessions. 1 hour on Zoom, just tell me your opinion. So that's really what I'm looking for. All right, well, that's all I have. Hopefully I didn't burn through that too terribly quickly. Apparently the coffee kicked in. So any questions that I can answer?
Thank you for a very thorough and complete report.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate getting to share a little bit about what my team's been working on. So,
All right.
all right. Dana, your computer back.
Okey-dokey. Thanks.
Thank you, Amanda. Let's see, there's no other business?
Not at this time. Do kind of put it on your calendars. At the moment, we're working with a couple companies, nothing solid, nothing set yet. But there is definitely some interest in some things moving out there. But for sure, we will have a November meeting. That's when we will have our grant recipients come back, give you guys an update on what's been going on some of those really cool projects that they've done. I think you're going to be really pleasantly surprised. I think they're doing pretty good. So plan on that, but otherwise, as of right now, we've got some things percolating, nothing set.
Okay,
So.
sounds good. Okay, let's see, that's all I have. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move, we do that.
All those in favor?
Aye.